Yo, what's up, gang? Coming back at you with another video today, and I wanted to do a little tier list. So now that we have like a lot of super easy A's out now, I wanted to get into a super easy A tier list. So as you can see, we got plenty of them right here, but as you guys know, a lot of them are like kind of aged out already and or aren't really like fit for this newer like long form content. So now that we've had a couple of them out, I just wanted to go over which ones I think are the best in my opinion, and which ones are at least the most viable in today's content. So yeah, we're gonna get into this tier list. Let me know what you guys think at the end of the video, and please watch until the end before anybody makes any assumptions, because a lot of people just like to comment before even finishing the video. So that's the only thing I ask. Just watch the video, and then if you disagree with me, piece me up in the comments. All right, that's all I ask. So yeah, let's get into the video. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and let's get it. Okay, so the first unit I want to bring up, which is the number 10. I want to say the number 10 spot I have on this list, I want to say would be, I'd probably say Frieza. Yeah, I'm gonna say the full power physical Frieza. Okay, so the reason why I have Frieza at number 10 is because at the beginning of the fight, this guy is like really powerful. Like he's shelling out like 2, 3, sometimes even 4 super attacks that are really good. And his super attack effect, he raises defense by 30% for 3 turns. Raises his own defense by 30%. And that's cool. You know, I mean, we always love units that raise defense, but at the same time, it's like as that fight goes on, as you can see, like starting from the 5th turn, he loses literally like more than half of his damage reduction, or a little less than half of his damage reduction. So starting from the 5th turn, it goes down by 10%, no more than 30%. And then you put him in the first attacker, which you're not going to put him in the first slot, especially after the 5th turn. You're not doing that. He's getting another damage reduction rate at 30% and defense plus 150. So you'd have 60% damage reduction by then, which, I mean, that's still not enough, especially nowadays. Like, that's not enough, dude. Because you have units that are, their normals are hitting over 1 million. And if this guy doesn't super attack beforehand, then he's kind of cooked. After the fact, maybe, depending on where you're at in the fight. But honestly, like, especially in today's content, he's, for me personally, he's a little too much of a liability. Like, I was using him in the, what was it? Well, what's that event called? Oh, the Dokkan Chronicles. Yeah, Dragon Ball Super Part 1. I was using him in that event, and he just, by the time he got to, I want to say, by the time he got to the, Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta from the Resurrection of F fight, this guy wasn't even, like, really putting up any crazy numbers. If I'm being honest, like, I had to keep floating him off just because, like, I knew at some point, like, he was going to be a liability. So, yeah, that's why I have Frieza at 10. Like, he's a banger of a unit in the beginning of the fight, but it's just when these longer fights come around, as the turns go on, this guy is just not as good as he was in the beginning. So, yeah, that's why I have Frieza at the number 10 spot right here. Yeah, I feel pretty confident in that. I mean, he made the top 10 for sure because of how much he's doing. Just like, you know, he's borderline 10, 11. Okay, so next I have on this list, I'm going to bring up, where's he at? Yeah, Kid Buu. Yeah, I'm gonna have Kid Buu at number 9. And the reason why I have this Buu at number 9 is the fact that he needs to get hit to build up. And even then, when he's fully built up, he's still taking hella damage. I don't know about that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like when the Majin Buu Red Zone was going on, the Majin Buu Saga Red Zone. Oh, this guy was like just in his prime, bro. I was talking like this Kid Buu was in his bag when he super easy A'd. he was like the perfect addition we needed to the Majin Buu or the Majin Power team. And he's giving, dude, look at the stats. He's giving stats all around. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's nothing. Like, bro, you put this guy next to Buhan, the physical Buhan, 2 big bad bosses units. Oh, dude, these guys are cooking. This kid Buu, like, he's cooking, especially in some of like the older content. Like anything before 10th anniversary, this guy was cooking. But now that we have this 10th anniversary I mean, okay, depending, some pre 10th anniversary content, he can still get pieced up. That's if you get him built up or not. But he was hanging in there. But now this 10th anniversary content, bro, this guy is not, he's not it. He's not hanging in there. And the Majin Power team could use another boost. What I mean by another boost is we just got a Buhan, Tech Buhan. But bro, we either need another a Majin Buu, or why can't I speak? We either need another Majin Power unit, or we need one of these Majin Power units to EZA. I'll be honest, when the AGL Super Buu EZAs, I hope he's good enough and the team is still good by then to run, because he's a 2023 unit. Yeah, I mean, we still got some time, so I'm not gonna lie. But there's like 2, yeah, we still got some time. Yeah, the only thing I don't like is that he just needs to get hit, and in content where these enemies are doing like 1 million normals and then super attacks are hitting for like 4 million plus, yeah, I'm not really liking this guy too much. I'd say his defensive capabilities have aged out, but I will say he does help recover HP at the end, which is always a plus. So I'm not opposed to the HP. We always love recovering HP, but yeah, I mean, this guy is just, he's aged out a little bit, but he's still good enough to make the top 10 for sure. So I'm gonna have Kid Buu at 9. I think that's a pretty appropriate rating if you ask me. Okay, next I want to have on this list, I want to say, where's he at? Yeah, Broly. So the thing is with this Broly, it's like when he first came out, he was basically what the Broly team, I'm gonna say what the team needed, but he was a good option for the team. Let's check this out. He's a Rainbow Orb Changer. I mean, there's another Planetary Destruction or Pure Saiyan category ally. I mean, that's easy, you know, like you're running him on a full team of Brolys, you're gonna get this no matter what. So he's a Rainbow Orb Changer, and then for every Rainbow Orb that he gets, you're preferably going to be running him on extreme class teams. They're getting Ki +1 and attacking defense plus 20%. That's a pretty good support if you ask me. And the more orbs you get this guy, he's stacking that attack and defense by 30%. He gets a damage reduction up to 50%. And then for every 2 Rainbow Ki Spheres you get this guy, he'll launch an additional super attack and have a chance of critting by 50%. So if you can get this guy enough orbs, you could probably build this up in like 2, maybe 3 turns, depending on your luck. You get this guy, I want to say, let's see, 2, 4. I mean, Rainbow Ki Spheres, depending on your luck and who you're running, you could probably get at least like 2 additional supers at the most. And yeah, this guy's like practically almost all the way there, getting built up. And now the only thing about that is the caveat is if you don't get those orbs, then this Broly's pretty much like, he's like fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like shark bait out there, you know, because like a lot of these bosses, they're hitting way too hard, and it's like, sure, he's a Rainbow Orb Changer, but if you kind of got to go out of your way to, oh, why'd this shit freeze? Okay, there you go. It's like if you want to build this guy up, you kind of got to go out of your way a little bit just so you can get those orbs. And if he doesn't get built up, dude, he's getting ass blasted back to the fucking home screen. So yeah, I haven't used this Broly in a minute, but he was good. Am I running him now? No, just because we have a bunch of better options, but I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that he wasn't useful when he was at his prime. So I got to put some respect on this Broly. I'm not going to lie. Do I want him above Kid Buu or below? I mean, they're both supporting though, and I'm not gonna act like Kid Buu wasn't, that unit in his prime either. Of course, the damage wasn't all the way there, but we mainly used them for the support. I mean, it's a thing though. It's like you gotta get hit to get built up. You better pray to God you don't eat a super, because that's gonna. Well, the thing is though, if you eat the super and he lives, then you'll be able to just recover that HP. Anyway, no, I gotta put Kid Buu higher. I'm sorry, I'm sorry to disrespect you like that, Kid Buu, but yeah, with that healing ability and all the nasty support that Boo's giving, I can't put Broly above him. The hell am I thinking, dude? It's like 10 in the morning when I'm recording this, so I'm not used to getting up this early, so I'm a little cuckoo right now. Okay, so the next unit I'm gonna put on this list at number 7, I'm gonna say it's gonna have to be, I'd probably put Dragon Fist Goku up here. I think that's appropriate. Now, he was actually the first Super EZA that we ever got in this game. And I remember that too, because, bro, this guy, he was legitly insane, brother. I'm talking like the first Super EZA, like it was the first Super EZA set the tone for the rest of them, because this guy's kit. Wow, just look at this. Let's look at his look at that, dude. A one-liner. Do you see that? Attack for 100% for 7 turns? Are you kidding me? Bro, I mean, the thing is with these Super EZAs is that they can do so much with them. Because the older these units are, the more bare bones their kit is. So they could pretty much take this unit and completely like rework it any way they want. And what they did with this guy, dude, I love what they did with this guy. He crits, like at least for me, he crits like 70% of the time. He's an excellent dodge unit. Like when it really comes to like this guy, he rarely fails the dodge for me. I mean, I don't know who fails more, UI or AGL UI Goku, Tech UI Goku, or this guy. I mean, I think it's because I have higher expectations for the UI Gokus. When they fail me, I just immediately get like more like, I just immediately just shut down more and like want to bash on those guys. But for this guy, he's actually coming clutch for me. I can't even hold you. Like, look at everything he's fucking doing, dude. Attacking defense plus 200, medium chance of evading. Before attacking, chance of evading his enemy's attack by 30%. After evading, he gets the defense plus 150 for 3 turns. High chance of performing a crit for 3 turns. For 5 turns, attacking, like, he just has a bunch of attacking defense all over the place. I mean, like, this guy was crazy when he first came out. He could still do like a lot of damage for sure, but if you're not getting those dodges off, then it's looking a little scary, because he tends to fall off after, 8 anywhere from turn 8 to 10, he kind of tends to like fall off like damage and crit wise. Even his dodge doesn't really seem all the way there. But in this longer form content, depending on how long the fight goes, he can still be useful. But I don't know, depending on the mission, I don't really feel the need to run this guy anymore. We just have so many better options. But he's still good for like those niche kind of missions that we have to run. So, I mean, I gotta put some respect on Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Fist Goku. Like, this guy was... They made a banger of a Super EZA with this guy. But there's just so many better EZAs Super EZAs that came out, which is why I have him at number 7. I mean, that's still pretty high. I mean, ranking above the others, even though he's not really... he's not supporting like crazy, or really even at all. Just what this guy can do. He's doing everything in his kit, literally. He's evading, he's critting, launching additional supers. The only thing he's not doing is supporting. Well, he's giving them a chance to crit, but like no like defensive or attack stats. But this guy's literally doing everything, so there's no real wrong way to, well, there is a wrong way. But if you put main dodge on this guy and then just try to pack on all those additionals, then yeah, we're in business, baby. That's why I have him at number 7. He's good. He's still good till this day. He hasn't fallen off that much compared to the others, but he's still good. All right, so next on my list, I gotta chalk this one up to, man, who's it gonna be? I think I'm gonna put Gotenks above the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I mean, I love what this Gotenks is doing. I mean, look, another Super Saiyan 3 unit to add to the team for like those niche missions if you really need them. High chance of evading enemies' attack. With 9 or more key, attack plus 200, defense plus 100. Ideally, you want to get the 11 key. Like, above 9, below 12. So you got to hit that 10 to 11, which can be difficult at times. But it's doable. You know, I mean, look, he's supporting super class, extreme class. For every attack performed, he's getting attack and defense plus 50%, so he's stacking it. And then when he gets the 11 key, he gets a chance to perform a critical hit, and he gets damage reduction rate of 50%, which is why it's important to get that 11 key. So yeah, with the 11 key, you're getting attack and defense plus 100%, and then you're getting a chance of performing a critical hit and damage reduction rate of 50 on top of everything else. Whew, dude, this Gotenks is a bad man. That's why I like him. He's good. Like, it's rare that this guy has gotten me killed. If I have some footage of these units, I'll put them in the video, like explaining, like showing what they're doing as I'm explaining it, because I have valid proof for a lot of these units. I just got to see if I have the footage for them. But yeah, I mean, I like this guy. He's good. Definitely a step above the other 4 in terms of his ceiling and what he can do that actually matters. I mean, sure, you get the buffs, the stacks, but this guy, he's literally doing everything. I mean, supporting defense by 33, which is more important than offense. And then he himself is stacking for every attack he performs. Then he gets a chance of performing a crit and damage reduction rate of 50% on top of everything else. And he has a high chance of dodging. Come on, bro. Stop playing. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is there. I like him. I feel confident having him at number 6. Okay, and at number 5, I'm going to have to give this one to Super Vegito. Now, I know a lot of people in here are about to piss their pants like, what do you mean Super Vegito's at number 5? Let me tell you why. So, 10th anniversary Super EZA, right? Raises allies' attack by 35% for 1 turn. Hey, and that's cool. Attacking defense plus 200, damage reduction rate of 40. This guy is literally like invincible when it comes to normals. 80% damage reduction altogether. I mean, 40 just with the base, but with his basic damage reduction, he's getting 80% damage reduction against normals, which is cool. It's just, bro, better pray that this guy does not eat a super, because more times than often, if he has to eat the super, it's literally like you're getting one and done, sent straight to the fucking moon, and you're not coming back. Not with this guy, because it's just he's literally when it comes to normals, he's a god, but when it comes to supers, he's just not doing it. And he gives some crazy buffs too. Like, I'm not even gonna hate on him. Like, super class enemies, attack and defense plus 50%. All allies key plus 2 and defense plus 20. When you're facing an extreme class enemy, you get 100% attack and defense. And all allies key plus 3 and defense plus 30%. Like, I can't even hate on this. Like, he's actually very powerful in the support. When his HP is 50% or less, he guards all attacks and foresees enemy super attacks for 2 turns. It's just, and he also, every time he gets hit, he counters. But I don't know. It's like, I felt like they kind of held back on him a little bit. And another thing is like, we have a better Vegito, which is why this guy feels kind of overshadowed. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, a 10th anniversary and 10th anniversary headliner versus a Super EZA, of course. But I don't know. When I have the tech Vegito, I'd rather run that guy over the AGL Vegito. Yeah, I mean, he's not bad by any means. It's just, you know, you just better pray he doesn't eat a super. And I'm not really in the mood of like playing around supers, knowing that this guy won't be able to take it. And then sometimes it's like he'll foresee the enemy super attack, but in the end, like, if you're in a certain predicament, there's nothing you could do about it, you know? So that's why I have this guy at number 5. He wasn't really my favorite unit, like kit wise and what he's done for me. He's coming clutch sometimes. sometimes, but he just doesn't do it for me. Like, he's not consistent enough for me to actually have him above any of these other units I'm about to put down. Actually, you know what? I'm tripping, bro. I'm tripping so hard. I'm gonna take this fraud down. Take this fraud down. And everybody's getting moved down a tier. Yeah, all these guys are getting take these 2 frauds off the list, and all these guys are getting moved down a tier. I'm fucking tripping. Yeah, because I just thought about it. I'm like, hold on. I was still a little stuck in the past when it came to these 2 just because of how good they were. But no, compared to like these other easy A's, I'm tripping, bro. What the hell was I thinking? I want to say next up on this list, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Now, I know we just literally got this guy. And from my observations of him, he's okay. He's okay. He's not good, but he's not bad either. It's just looking at his kit, no multiplicative buffs, just raw like defensive stats, no guard, no permanent damage reduction, no none of that, dude. Just for 10 turns he has 80%, but then it goes down to 50% after turn 11. Like, why not just have the permanent 80%, bro? And then like when it comes to launching the super attacks, it's like it doesn't even matter because he's not even doing anything crazy with the supers. He's a defensive unit, and you know, how often in these newer fights are you gonna get the stun off? I mean, it's more prevalent nowadays than what it was like 2, maybe 3 years ago. But even still, like, this guy's attack wise, he's not doing anything crazy. Like, he is a defensive unit, which is why they just do away with all this attack. Give him defensive mechanics, give him guard, make him, dude, they should have made him support. If anything, it should have been a support to successors. Because that's the only team I really run him on is successors, because he gets the 220%. At least they should have gave him at least like all successor category allies, key +2, attacking defense +40%, maybe even 30%, 50 if they want to be generous. But I feel like they should have made him more of a support type. Now, I will say he can tank in most cases, but when it comes to those big boss supers, like this guy, I don't know, man. He could be a little shaky. Although I do like about him, what I do like is the fact that there's no hard restrictions on him. Like, there's no HP based restrictions on him. It's just more so turn based, but no HP restrictions. That's the only thing I really admire about this guy. And I'm glad they went that route with him. No HP based restrictions. So yeah, that's why I would put Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta at 6. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. These guys are just fucking off the list, bro. What? I'm sorry. Let's just get that out of your guys' memory, all right? Yeah, this feels way more appropriate. Okay, and then next I have on the list is going to be Tech Cell. So with this guy, he's actually pretty good. I mean, in terms of, yeah, his stats are heavily based on how many key spheres you can get with him. But I will say, like, he is actually, like, his orb changing abilities are actually like pretty cohesive, because he changes AGL to tech, right? And then he's double orb changing. So AGL to tech, and then anything other than AGL and tech get turned to rainbow key spheres. So he's double orb changing, receives an additional key +2 per rainbow key sphere. I mean, which, depending on the team you're running, that's not even really going to matter, because he's going to be having a lot of key regardless. And then he has a chance of performing a crit and damage reduction rate of 20. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super. This is the only thing I don't like. I feel like if they should have just give him the guaranteed super. Like, why give him the high chance? Just give him a guaranteed super with like 5 or more key spheres. And why I say 5 is because it's going to be easy for him to get 5 key spheres. He's double orb changing. That's going to be easy for him. So just give him the additional guaranteed super with 5, and then add on another high chance to perform an additional super attack. I feel like that would have been more appropriate. And then he's giving damage reduction when there's a super class. This isn't going to matter unless it's like Super Battle Road or something. This right here. because majority of these enemies can't be debuffed until like later on in the fight. And even if they can be debuffed early, like that's not doing really anything. And then yeah, I mean, this is going to be easy to get because you're going to have majority extreme class allies on the team. All allies are getting defense plus 40%, which is perfect, and the chance of performing a crit plus 20. That's for the whole team. So the whole team could be getting an increased chance of doing a crit by 20. Like that's actually really good ability right there, and I like that. Then for every key sphere obtained, attacking defense plus 50%. For every rainbow key sphere obtained, chance of performing a crit and damage reduction rate of 10. Which this is really easy to get because, bro, he double orb changes. So the whole field is pretty much just going to be just key spheres. And the thing that I also like, it's not restricted to tech key spheres. It's key spheres in general. So I think this guy, like, honestly, his kit is not restrictive. That is not really restrictive at all. Like, it's easy. Like, a lot of, like, everything here, it comes easy because this guy double orb changes. Which is why I like him at the 5 spot. Why I put him over Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta? Sure, Vegeta is a slot 1 tank for sure, but that's really all he is. And against these bigger bosses, he's not really doing too much. Versus this guy, he's getting the extra stats. He's giving the additional defense. And he's going to be healing a lot. Did I even pull up that ability? He recovers 10% HP per super. So, I mean, granted, this guy does like 2 supers. That's 20%, but that's better than nothing, right? Yeah, I feel comfortable having this guy above Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I feel real comfortable having Vegeta over Vegito. But then again, this is just my opinion, right? What do I know? You know, I'm actually going to do something even more risky. This is what I'm going to do. I'm taking Kid Buu off this list. I'm going to move everybody down again. Yeah, I like this a lot more. It's just Kid Buu support. He's got so much support, though. It's just the thing is, he can't take a hit. It's going to be hard for him to really survive in this long form content. Okay, so the next spot I'm going to have, I'll put Janemba at 5. And I mean, but his kit is pretty self-explanatory. It's basically, he's the defensive, he's more of an evader. Like his attack isn't all the way there. He's a defensive unit. So he's guarding all attacks, high chance of evading. Chance of evading enemies attack by 20% before attacking. And when the character is in the first or third to obtain key spheres in turn, it's another chance of evading by 40. And then he's giving stats to all allies, key plus 2, defense plus 40. When receiving an attack, the attacking, we're not worried about the attack. We're just more so, can this guy live and can he tank? He's actually the way they have him set up is like you want to put him in the first slot. After evading an attack, launches an additional super attack for 4 turns, and then he's stacking attack up to 200% by 50%. So more so, you're gonna get this off by evading, just because that's the heart of his kit is just evasion. And then when there's a super class enemy, defense plus 200, attacks effective against all types. There's an extreme class, defense plus 100, chance of attacks being effective. So he's going to be more powerful against super class enemies on top of launching additionals after evading. Like his whole kit, the heart of his kit is evading. So you'd be better off running this guy full dodge. Even as an int unit, you already have the 5 baseline dodge. Give him anything over 20 dodge and you're straight. Try to aim for 30 at most. Like the crits and then the attacks, like prioritize those however you want, but dodge is where you're gonna want this guy. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, he's failed the dodge for me. I have the footage. He's failed the dodge, and then when he fails the dodge, dude gets fucking obliterated. So depending on the enemy you're facing, he's a dodge or die character. I'm just gonna put that out there. He's a dodge or die character, which is why I have him at number 5. He's not too crazy, but he's crazy enough to where he's made the list. All right, and then next I'm gonna have Gogeta at number 4 above this guy. Now with Gogeta, okay, let's talk about Gogeta. So key plus 2, Attack and defense plus 200. Attacks are effective against all types. High chance of performing a critical hit. Okay, so if you're going to give him a high chance to perform a crit, get rid of the attacks effective against all types. This is more valuable than this. High chance of performing crits. Crits can hit damage thresholds. Effective against all types, they don't really hit those thresholds. Especially Goku and Frieza's 10 million. This isn't going to hit that threshold. I'm sorry. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super. That's fine. Attacking defense 100 when attacking. That could have been 150. Okay, so yeah, he really is a slot 2, slot 3. He launches an additional super attack guaranteed. And then he's basically the opposite of Janemba. This Gogeta right here gives attack support and stacks defense. And then Janemba, he gives defensive support and stacks attack. Now, why he doesn't create his own Rainbow Key Spheres, I don't know. But this guy, if he would have created his own Rainbow Key Spheres, he probably would have been a little bit higher on this list. But the fact that he doesn't, that's kind of a bummer. It's like you got to rely on other orb-hungry units. And that can definitely cause some problems for sure. Yeah, and you want to run him against Extreme Class because he's getting attack and defense plus 77, performs a guaranteed crit, and he's going to be guarding. I mean, that's cool and all. Especially with the fact that, you know, he's getting 50% defense for every attack performed. And in my experience with him is like, he's pretty much like, he's very consistent in what he does. But I know a lot of people were expecting a lot more from this guy, but you know, it's Dokkan, you know, you don't really know what to expect. Yeah, this guy, he's very consistent. I'll give him that. But he's one of those units that's like, you know, he is what he is. Whatever percent or whatever level you have him at, or yeah, whatever percentage you have him at, he's going to be as is for that level that he's at. I think I have mine at like 89%, and he's consistent numbers wise at 89%. So he's basically, what you see is what you get with this guy, which is why I have him at number 4. Okay, and then next up I'm going to have on this list, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just put the last 3 on there. Beerus at 3. Gohan at 2. We got Buhan at 1. Now, the reason why I have Beerus at 3, don't get me wrong, this guy is phenomenal. I'm talking like a phenomenal Super Easy A. He gives support to both Extreme and Super Class. It's just, man, he's going to be benefiting a lot more from when you're putting him on a certain team, you know, like that kind of restriction gives him that extra defense and he's guarding. When it comes to certain fights where he could be useful in, if you're not running movie bosses, Roamer Gods, or Exploding Rage, or another category ally in that same turn, this guy can be a little squishy. I had him in the, what fight was that? It was the Dokkan Chronicles Dragon Ball Super Part 1. This guy got folded by the STR Vegito Blue. I'm talking like he took, and don't get me wrong, that guy hits pretty hard, but he took 500k from normals, and that was late in the fight. And I had this guy built up for a minute. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just, I wouldn't say like he's fallen off like crazy, but it's just the bosses are just hitting harder. You know, I mean, how long ago did this guy come out? When did he Super Easy A? Like, he Super Easy A like at least a couple of months ago. And I don't know, he just wasn't cutting it, especially in the harder content. He just wasn't cutting it for me. This is why I had him at number 3. I have footage. I'm gonna put the footage in there, but yeah, he's taking too much for those normals, if I'm being honest. And yeah, that's why I put him at number 3. He's compared to like the other 2, like he's definitely a step below these guys, but a step above these guys as well in terms of like consistency. Now next I have the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Let me see. Why is it doing this? Okay, so this guy, he's actually crazy because he's double orb changing, right? Supporting Super Class, attacking defense plus 40%. Like, that's fucking crazy. When there's an Extreme Class, this isn't really gonna help you much unless it's like Super Battle Road or something. He's a chance of evading by 40%, which is why you give him full dodge. Just adds on top of that. Defense plus 258, so he's getting a fair amount of defense and attack everywhere. The fact that he double orb changes, this is easy to get. The 12 or more key, the 7, the 10, the 15. That's it's rare that I hit that unless this is activated. When HP is 50% or less from the 4th turn or start of battle, changes keys for his alt to int and damage reduction rate at 30% before attacking. I can get the 15 or more key when this is activated, but if without this condition being activated, it's going to be kind of tough to get the 58, but you should be fine with anything like 10 or below. Like this guy's just crazy, and this is a full heal. Don't forget, this is a full heal with 30% damage reduction on top of all these other things that he's stacking on top of that. Bro, this Gohan's fucking insane, bro. Raises defense for 1 turn, raises defense, stacks attack. Like this guy is crazy. I like him. I like what they did with this Super Easy. He's definitely a lot better, and he's actually runnable this time around, which is why I have him at number 2. I mean, what is there really to say about this guy? He is the big daddy of Super Easy A's. He's yet to be dethroned as the best Super Easy A that they've actually ever released. You know what I mean? Like, just what this guy is doing, in the right situation, he can literally destroy Goku and Frieza in 1 turn. Under the right situations, he can destroy them in 1 turn. Easily, super attacks easily hitting way above that 10 million damage threshold. Easy. I mean, just everything this guy is doing is just crazy. And a lot of people like to say he's an anomaly, which I can agree he is, because I don't think they really tested this guy out when they released him, because he's too good, which isn't a bad thing either. But you can kind of tell, like, some of these units they don't test and they end up being worse than what they could have been, and then some that they don't test but they're better than what they probably intended. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say about this Buhan. He's that unit, you know. Recovers HP. An excellent addition for the Majin Buu Saga team, or Majin Power to be exact. Yeah, I mean, he's literally doing everything. He's launching additional supers, he crits, gets damage reduction, supporting. Yeah, this guy's he's a badass unit. I don't know what to say. So yeah, this is actually my top 10 right here. You know, I had to make a little bit of adjustments. Sorry, these losers didn't make the cut, but I had to make some adjustments here. And yeah, this is my top 10 Super Easy A's that came out. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys disagree, like I said, watch the whole video. Feel free to piece me up in the comments. And yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. This is my honest opinion. And yeah, I feel like this is actually pretty fair. So yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.